What's up, guys? I'm Juan. I'm a videographer here at the Daily Toreador.
I'm David Gay. I'm a La Vida reporter and a sports reporter on the Daily Toreador.
And today we are going to be reviewing Alejandro Inarritu's The Revenant. Now, some people really love this movie. I just thought it was pretty great. There are some flaws, though. It's not a perfect movie. I did enjoy Birdman more, to be honest. But let's get right into it. I'm going to give my pros, my cons, his cons, and our score on a scale of 1 to 10. So my first pro is going to be the brutality of this film. This movie is not afraid to get down and dirty, and I loved it. I really did, because first off, it really it added to the overall action element to this film, and there really is an action element to this film that is notable. And the camera work, he uses these long takes for when they get raided by Pawnee Indians, and it's awesome.
Yeah, the beginning, the first scene of the film, I was writing my notes during the movie, and I put that it felt like you were a part of the battle.
Yeah.
Like it felt like the camera as you were like another person, like fighting in the battle. And
kind of just walking through the battle too.
You saw people dying right next to you, and then it seemed like people were yelling at you to get going, stuff like that. The camera work was gorgeous.
And the bear scene too. That was awesome.
Goodness.
That was
remarkable.
So awesome. The bear presses his paw up against Leo's head, and you can hear it squishing, and then at the end when he chops off Tom Hardy's fingers, it's really brutal, but it's awesome.
Rarely in action movies that there's one scene in pretty much every action movie that is so great. Yeah. And I think, in my opinion, it rarely lives up to its hype. Yeah. But I think this bear scene really lived up to its hype. It was remarkable.
I mean, the bear was just mauling him, scratching it, cuts his throat at one point, and they carry throughout the film with that, like, he can't talk because he got mauled in the neck, and I thought it was awesome.
Yep.
What's your first pro?
My first pro is Tom Hardy. I thought his character was remarkable. His I love when Tom Hardy plays those characters that you're not supposed to like.
Yeah.
He is just so good at playing that evil character, and the character had a mystery behind it. He was just so.
I felt it was so interesting too, because he had his own selfish motive, but it was there, and I felt like it really added to that character.
It did.
Fitzgerald. It was awesome.
It was.
My second pro is gonna be the cinematography. Holy cow! This movie is gorgeous. I'm going to be shocked and depressed and sad if it doesn't win the Oscar nomination for Best Cinematography. This movie is beautiful. Some of the stills that Alejandro captures are awesome. They're beautiful. It really encapsulates the nature essence of this film. And it's beautiful. It's awesome.
I think my favorite, the best scene that puts all the cinematography together is when Leo is in the water, and the Indians are like coming up behind him, and then he goes down those waterfalls. I just think the shots of nature in that scene it shows how much thought they put into each shot.
Yeah,
it's just the cinematography alone probably will.
And it's so a credit to them for not using any sort of artificial light, because they used all just natural lighting, and that really added to the overall feel and this organic feel to the movie, and I thought it was awesome.
Yes.
But there are some cons to it, and my first con is going to be the motive of Hugh Glass, Leonardo's character. I felt like I was a little confused as to what the movie was supposed to make me feel. Was it supposed to make me feel revenge for Leo? Was it supposed to make me feel for him to be this survivor man in these harsh climates? Because for I would say like a good over a third or maybe 2/3 of the film, it's him enduring these harsh climates. And I feel like that didn't really add to the overall revenge element of him trying to find Fitzgerald for killing his son.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, because he's enduring these harsh climates, but there's only one instance in where Hugh Glass writes on the rock, Fitzgerald kills my son. That's the only instance for me that it really felt like a revenge, like that he was going to find Fitzgerald to kill him in revenge.
And I feel like primarily that was due to the lack of lines that Leo has, because he doesn't have much, but I feel like the director was really telling Leo it's all internal. It's all in, the facial expression acting that you're doing for you to get your son. But if you're an audience member, that can lead to many different perspectives as to what his motive is, And to me, it would have been awesome if it was like a breadcrumb of him following Fitzgerald and him getting closer and
Mhm.
closer and closer. It kind of just is Leo going through these harsh climates and these different scenarios, and then eventually he gets
Yeah.
to the village where they're
Just
all
so
at.
happens.
And then at that point is when the revenge really takes off, and he
Mhm.
starts to make the pursuit to find Fitzgerald.
Yeah. And that leads me to my first con, and this is not going to be a popular con with everybody. I'm not a big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor. I think he's overhyped in pretty much every role he plays, to be completely honest.
Wow.
It just seems like in some instances in the movie, like you said, the director was telling him it's all internal.
Yeah.
Like, it just seemed like he was overacting at points, and just like he was overacting for that award. It seemed like he got in a horse carcass and endured eating a boar's heart, and just he did all this stuff, and I was thinking throughout the whole movie, like, he's doing this for the award. He finally realizes that he needs to do more.
Get down and dirty just for the.
It just, that thought ran through my mind for the whole movie. I don't know if it's because the Oscar noms just came out when I saw it, or I think I would have thought it anyways. I'm just not a fan of Leo.
The way I saw it was awesome to see Leo get down and dirty and really just go all out. Because at this point he's probably sick and tired of him not winning the Oscar, and I don't know if he will win. But it is awesome to see him really get down in the dirt for this film.
Yeah, I write in my notes. I see in my notes. I say, you see the struggle that Leo goes through, but is it Oscar worthy? And I just don't think so.
Man,
I just don't think so.
All right. Well, guys, I'm gonna give The Revenant an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because of Leo's performance. That wasn't my favorite, and also the movie's probably about 25 minutes too long.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to our commentary over The Revenant. Be sure to check out for our future movie reviews.
Thank you very much.